Have you ever hidden money at home, thinking it's safer there than in a bank or a safe? You're not alone. But what if the very place you trusted becomes the reason you lose everything? In Islam, wealth is an amana, a sacred trust. It is a blessing from Allah. And like every blessing, we are accountable for how we protect it. Unfortunately, in today's world, many people still hide large amounts of cash in unsafe places at home, under stoves, behind cabinets, or inside mattresses, thinking it's a clever move. But the consequences can be devastating. In 2024, a tragic incident shook a neighborhood in Karachi, Pakistan. A modest family had saved for years, for Hajj, for their daughter's wedding, for emergencies. They stored all their money under the stove, thinking no one would look there. But a sudden gas leak led to an explosion. The house burned, and with it, every rupee was turned to ash. No insurance, no recovery, just pain. Allah warns us in the Quran, "Indeed, the wasteful are brothers of the devils, and Satan is ever ungrateful to his Lord." Surah Al-Isra, 17:27. This isn't just about physical waste, it's about spiritual carelessness. When we are reckless with our blessings, we fall into the trap of israf, excess, negligence, and wastefulness. The Prophet taught us not only to trust Allah, but to act with wisdom and planning. You tie your camel, then rely on Allah. You don't leave it to wander. If you love your family, never keep all your money in a place that can destroy your future in seconds. Have you or someone you know ever lost money due to poor storage? Comment with if you've ever made this mistake. Let's talk about how to protect what Allah has given us. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. Under the mattress. It might feel like a clever, traditional solution. Tuck your money safely under the mattress, out of sight. But in reality, this is one of the most dangerous and outdated places to store your savings. From fire hazards to floods, from mold to termite infestations, this hiding place invites destruction. And unlike banks or safes, cash under the mattress is not protected, not insured, and almost always completely lost in the event of disaster. In fact, it's the first place thieves check. A heartbreaking example came from Nigeria in 2023. A viral story revealed that an elderly woman had been saving her entire life's earnings, over $10 million, under her mattress. One night, an electrical fire engulfed her home. The mattress caught quickly. Flames consumed everything. All the money gone. No backup, no insurance, no one to blame. Allah warns us in the Quran, "And do not throw yourselves into destruction with your own hands." Surah Al-Baqarah, 295. We often think of destruction as something external, but sometimes it's our own choices that destroy what we worked for. Islam teaches husn al-tadbir, good planning. The Prophet Muhammad once said, "Tie your camel, then place your trust in Allah." Meaning, tawakkul, trust, is not an excuse for carelessness. It goes hand in hand with action and responsibility. Think of it this way. Would you leave gold on your front porch overnight and say, "Allah will protect it"? No. Then why leave cash, where it's one spark away from turning to ash? Protect what Allah has entrusted you with. Don't be careless with blessings. Do you know someone who still does this? Type yes if you've seen it. Let's talk about better options. and how we can safeguard our risk with faith and wisdom in the kitchen cabinets. It might sound convenient. Slide some cash behind the spice jars, tape an envelope under the shelf, or hide bills behind cooking oil bottles. But the kitchen is one of the worst places to store money. Why? Because it's a hotspot, literally. Heat, fire hazards, grease, steam, insects, and rodents make it highly unstable. And when disaster strikes in the kitchen, it happens fast. Fires spread within seconds. And in the chaos, no one has time to grab a hidden envelope. A tragic example occurred in 2023 in a Turkish city, where a Syrian refugee family, displaced by war and working hard to rebuild their lives, had hidden their savings, the result of years of labor, behind jars of lentils and spices in a kitchen cabinet. One afternoon, a cooking accident started a fire. Flames spread rapidly. By the time help arrived, the kitchen was destroyed. Their savings, gone, burned alongside the stove. They were devastated, not just by the loss of money, but by the feeling of helplessness, knowing it could have been prevented. Islam encourages preparation, but it never praises foolishness. In Surah Yusuf, At-Tur 12:47-48, Prophet Yusuf tells Egypt to store during 7 years of prosperity in preparation for 7 years of famine. That's long-term planning, wise, secure, and strategic. Contrast that with stuffing cash in risky places. One is inspired by divine wisdom, the other by desperation or superstition. Allah teaches us to prepare for hardship. But foolish hiding is not preparation. Planning without foresight is not Islamic planning. It's gambling with blessings. Would you ever hide savings in the kitchen? Why or why not? Drop your answer below. Let's learn from each other's experiences before it's too late. Inside the freezer or fridge. It's a growing trend. Hide your money in the freezer. Some wrap the bills in plastic, tuck them under frozen peas, or slide them into old ice cream tubs. The idea? No one will look there. But that hiding spot may cost you more than you expect. Think about it. Freezers are wet environments. If the power goes out, and in many countries it does often, the ice melts, moisture creeps in, and your secure cash turns to soggy, moldy pulp. Even if it's in a plastic bag, seals break, condensation forms. Cold doesn't mean safe. A real incident just happened in Jakarta in early 2025. A man kept his emergency savings, over 70 million rupiah, sealed in a Ziploc bag inside his freezer. A surprise 4-day blackout hit the city during a heat wave. Freezers thawed, the bag leaked. By the time he opened it, the cash had partially disintegrated. Mold grew, water blurred the ink. Most of it was unrecoverable. Such a loss isn't just material. It's emotional, psychological, and yes, spiritual. Allah says, "Indeed, Allah does not like the wasters." Surah Al-A'raf 7:31. We often think of waste as overspending or throwing food away. But letting money rot in a fridge is also waste. It shows negligence with a blessing Allah has entrusted to us. The Prophet taught us to treat wealth with dignity. He didn't just talk about earning wealth ethically. He also modeled how to handle it with care and honor. Treating your savings like frozen leftovers? That's not planning. That's carelessness, dressed as clever hiding. We wouldn't put our Quran in a fridge. Why place money? Another form of amana there. Be honest. Do you think the freezer is a smart spot? Why do people choose it? Let's discuss in drawers without locks. It feels convenient. Slide a little cash into your bedside drawer, maybe tuck some away in a desk or vanity. But a drawer without a lock is not a hiding place. It's an open invitation. Think about the people who regularly move through your home: maids, relatives, delivery workers, guests, even children. Without a lock, drawers are the first places people look, intentionally or unintentionally. A curious hand, even if innocent, can uncover more than you intended. A disturbing real-life example took place in Egypt in 2023. A family had been saving for Hajj for years. The money was kept in an unassuming bedroom drawer. Over the span of 8 months, their maid, someone they trusted deeply, began taking small amounts, just a little at a time. No one noticed. The drawer always looked full enough. Only when it was time to make the Hajj payments did the family realize. Nearly half the money was missing. The shock wasn't just financial. It was a blow to their sense of trust, dignity, and spiritual hopes. Allah says in the Quran, "Indeed, Allah commands you to render trusts to whom they are due." Surah An-Nisa 4:58. Islam honors trust, but it also commands protection. Trust does not mean neglect. The Prophet would safeguard belongings, assign guards when necessary, and even seal his letters. Not because of fear, but because Islam teaches both trust and verification. Just as we don't leave our phones or passports lying around, we shouldn't treat money, a major tool of provision, so lightly. Islam teaches not just trust, but verification and protection. Leaving your risk in plain sight is not tawakkul, it's tempting fate. How do you secure your money from everyday access? Share a method someone might not have thought of. Someone out there may need it. Inside books or Bibles/Qur'ans. It may sound clever or even reverent. Tuck money into a sacred book, thinking no one will ever touch it. But hiding cash inside a Quran, Bible, or any holy book is not just risky. It can be deeply disrespectful. Books are not vaults. They're subject to moisture, mold, and decay. Pages warp. Insects can nest. And sacred texts, when passed on, donated, or stored, often get moved without being checked. In 2023, a British Muslim family decided to donate all Qur'ans from their bookshelf to their local mosque. Years ago, one of the elders had hidden £1,000 inside a particular copy, thinking it would be the safest place. Never touched. The donation happened during a house move, and no one thought to open the pages. Only later, when recounting their savings, did the family remember. And by then, it was too late. The money was gone, and no one could trace where it ended up. Even if the loss can be forgiven, the manner of the hiding cannot be justified. The Prophet taught us that nothing worldly should ever be placed on top of the Quran, even for a moment, out of honor and reverence. So how can we justify stuffing cash between its pages? Or using it as a safe when it's meant to be a source of light and guidance? Don't mix worldly protection with sacred revelation. Allah sees both. The Quran is not a money box. It's a gift from Allah. It deserves more than secret storage plans. Would you ever hide money in a Quran? Why do people still do this? Type disrespect if you agree it's wrong. And let's open this conversation with adab and in walls or under tiles. Some believe the most secure hiding places are the most extreme. Behind walls, under tiles, or buried in concrete. It may seem brilliant in theory. No thief would find it. But what about you? What if you forget or you die without telling anyone? And what if the world changes before you return? In 2024, construction workers renovating an old home in Marrakesh, Morocco, uncovered a strange find. Inside the wall, behind crumbling tiles, were bundles of banknotes from the 1990s. Likely hidden during political instability or financial fear, this cash, now decades old, was completely obsolete. The currency had changed. Inflation had shifted everything. Those, once valuable bills, now just paper. The owner? Gone. No one knows who left it there or what dreams it was meant to fulfill. Allah teaches us the dangers of this mindset in Surah Al-Kahf. The people of the cave, fearing corruption, isolated themselves and left their society behind, including its economy. When they awoke centuries later, they found their silver coins no longer matched the world around them. The lesson? Faith in isolation without planning leads to loss. Many today make the same mistake, hiding wealth in bricks, thinking time will stand still. But walls decay, families forget, homes are sold, tiles are replaced, and wealth is lost, not by theft, but by misguided protection. True security is knowledge plus action, not hiding blindly. Islam doesn't teach paranoia, it teaches strategy. And strategy means planning for death, inflation, and future generations. If someone told you they're hiding cash in walls, what would you say? Type dangerous. If you disagree with this method, let's talk about smarter, halal ways to protect our risk. In clothing pockets or old handbags, it starts innocently. Tucking some cash into the pocket of an old coat, maybe slipping a few bills into a handbag you rarely use, just in case. But this casual habit often leads to permanent loss. Why? Because time passes, seasons change, and we forget. In 2025, a woman shopping at a second-hand market in Surabaya, Indonesia, bought a stylish old handbag. While cleaning it at home, she discovered $700 USD carefully zipped in an inner compartment. After some effort, she traced the bag's origin to a recently deceased woman whose family had donated her belongings, unaware that her emergency savings were still inside. Her lifetime of cautious saving, gone, not stolen, but forgotten. This is not uncommon. Money in clothing or purses gets washed, donated, or thrown out. And once it's gone, it's often impossible to recover. Families lose hard-earned savings over simple forgetfulness. The Prophet Muhammad offered timeless advice. Tie your camel and then put trust in Allah. Hadith. In other words, faith does not replace responsibility. Trusting Allah doesn't mean we should store wealth in ways that invite loss. Shaitan loves to whisper illusions of safety. It's hidden. No one will find it. But that whisper hides a deeper truth. It's not secure. It's just lazy. Don't let Shaitan fool you into thinking this is safe. It's lazy. Amana, trustat, means using your intellect, not just your instinct. Do you check all pockets before donating? Ever found something? Or lost something? Share your story below. Your experience might save someone else from a mistake. Outro, Islamic summary and solutions. Throughout this video, we've seen how hiding money at home can easily turn into a loss, waste, or even disrespect of the blessings Allah has entrusted us with. Islam teaches us to balance tawakkul, trusting Allah's plan, with tadbir, prudent planning and effort. Tawakkul does not mean hiding cash under mattresses, freezers, or inside walls, hoping for safety by chance. Nor does it mean ignoring the tools and systems Allah has made available, such as banks, safes, and halal investments. Remember, if your hidden money is destroyed through fire, water, or neglect, you do not owe zakat on what no longer exists. This reflects Allah's mercy and justice. but it also reminds us to protect our risk wisely. The Prophet taught us to care for our wealth as a sacred amana, a trust given by Allah to manage responsibly. Reckless hiding can cause us to lose what we should have safeguarded. Allah says in the Quran, "It is He who made the earth tame for you, so walk among its slopes and eat of His provision." Surah Al-Mulk 67:15. We are reminded that the earth, with all its resources and protections, is here for us to use wisely. Burying blessings recklessly or keeping them hidden without wisdom is not part of that divine guidance. Secure your risk, provision, with intelligence, not superstition. Allah loves the mindful. This means use modern financial tools. Keep money where it can grow and stay safe. Trust Allah, but act with wisdom. What's the worst place you've ever hidden money? Share with us. Your story can help someone avoid disaster. Let's learn and grow together.